With another year coming to a close, let's review 2024 to find the best anime of the year. The only rule is it has to have aired in 2024, so sequels, movies, and OVAs are all fair game. And a little side note before we start, you won't agree with my list, okay? Especially number 7 and 4, those might be a little bit of a hot take, okay? So I encourage you to leave a comment down below shitting on my list. You have my full consent. All I ask in return is that you A, watch the full video, and B, leave a comment of your top 5 anime of the year. So with that out of the way, let's crown the best anime of 2024. Kicking off our top 10 list is Orb. Set in 15th century Poland, it focuses on the battle between Christianity and science. The show represents two opposing viewpoints on the world, a religion that will do anything, and I mean anything, to get its way, and science trying to prove what is true and what is false. Orb excels as a master of dialogue over action with very little physical combat. Instead, battles are taking place using pen and paper. Will literature defeat your enemy, or will you be encased by their words? Orb isn't for everyone. I would actually argue that most people wouldn't enjoy Orb. It's very dialogue heavy. It's a lot of information bombs is a good way to put it. If you don't enjoy learning about the history and how our world came to be, you wouldn't enjoy Orb. But if you do enjoy learning about history, Orb is a must watch. In 9th place, we have Look Back, the only movie to crack the top 10, and for good reason. At just 1 hour long, this short film does something most anime struggle to achieve. It enhances the source material. Look Back tells a story of regret, an emotion most people would love to live without, and yet these elementary school students are facing it head on. The animation is stunning, and the soundtrack is beautiful until it quiets down, allowing the raw emotions on screen to take center stage. Do yourself a favor and watch Look Back, but make sure you have some tissues on hand as it gets sad real fast. Coming in 8th place, we have Oshi no Ko Season 2. Yeah, time to start pissing people off. I can't fully explain why I love this anime as much as I do. From the side characters to the world building and the story that unfolds in between, I just enjoy every aspect of the series. It dives deep into the underworld of Japan's entertainment industry, following Aqua's quest to find the unaliver of his mother, and yet we finally get to meet Dark Ruby this season. Even the plot, which takes Aqua to some different locations tied to his mother's past as he tries to piece together missing information. Anything that could lead to a clue, a lead, anything, and God do I love it. It doesn't help that the author was doing this while season 2 was airing, or it helps depending on who you ask. My only other complaint is that the season starts off a little slow for my liking. But yeah, Oshi no Ko season 2 claims the 8th spot on my list. Time to piss some people off. Coming in at number 7, we have Kaiju number 8. Maybe my expectations were way too high, but Kaiju number 8 just didn't do it for me, okay? To sum it up real quick, it's a basic plot executed very well. The main character being 30 is a nice change. The side characters are quite interesting, I do have to say that. In the world building leaves a lot to wonder about. However, the character development is non-existent, okay? The best part of Kaiju number 8 is definitely the fights. The power system is cool and unique. I like how someone can get stronger by hard work, and it's not all up to genetics. The enemy design is very sick. Like, tell me why my tank is in this anime, okay? All of this, of course, assuming the fights last longer than One Punch Man Kafka over here. My guy runs in, one punches the enemy, and runs out before anyone can see him, okay? Maybe I'm just a hater of Kaiju number 8, but it's a solid anime. It could just improve quite a bit. Claiming the 6th spot for absolutely no reason is Blue Box. Remember when I said this list is about my shitty opinion? Yeah, that shitty opinion came into play 2 rankings ago. I absolutely love Blue Box. I enjoy the concept of mixing sports and romance together. The animation is beautiful, the music is, it's amazing, and the pacing for the romance is spot on. The dynamic the main cast has together too is something else. And yes, sometimes sports take center stage for an episode or two. That's why it's called a sports romance, okay? And yes, it's like 90% of all high school romances out there, okay? They're all basically the same, just reskinned, okay? And I chose this one as my favorite. I could talk for hours why I love this series, and sure, maybe the plot armor is working overtime in this one, but hey, we love Naruto. So, taking the 6th spot in my list is Blue Box. We're halfway through crowning the best anime of 2024, so it's time for some honorable mentions, also known as anime I haven't watched yet that could probably crack this list if I've seen them. Kingdom Season 5, Sound Euphorium Season 3, and Pluto. All solid anime I haven't watched yet, and I haven't heard enough about them to rank rank them fairly. Now, Pluto obviously being stuck in Netflix hell. Kingdom, actually, I'm not quite sure why Kingdom isn't on this list. More people need to watch Kingdom, criminally underrated. In Sound Euphorium, it kind of makes sense. It's a high school music anime. It's not everyone's cup of tea. Also, My Dear Friend Noko-chan needs to be studied, not because it's good, by no means, but because I couldn't escape this anime all summer. And remember, memes sell better than plot. I don't think I've pissed enough people off yet. Coming in 5th, we have Solo Leveling. Fight me in the comments, okay? When it comes to enhancing the source material, Solo Leveling is in a league of its own. Taking one of the best manhwa out there and improving it is no easy feat, but Solo Leveling somehow manages to do that. The first season introduces us to this wild world with early encounters from the ants and more S-rank hunters than I remember, and that's what impressed me about the anime compared to the manhwa. In the manhwa, we're kind of just introduced to people as we needed them, versus the anime, we're introduced to people very early on. We're given this depth to their character before we actually need them. An amazing example is this Fire S-rank hunter. I forgot his name, but we're introduced to him very early on. We're given this backstory to him compared to the manhwa. He's just introduced one day when he wants to buy Sun Jin-woo, okay? Now, speaking of my man Sun Jin-woo, his slow and painful descent into madness as he's forced to unalive other hunters for his own life, care for his sick mom, and save more and more people from their stupid decisions. My man's character development is going through the roof. Now, the beginning of Solo Leveling has a lot of introductions, explanations, and it's a little slow for my liking, but trust me, season 2 will be straight fights, and it will be top 3 anime of 2025, presuming they adapt it right. They go until the end of the Ant arc, and also, that fight in the Ant arc, y'all know which one I'm talking about, manhwa readers. It will be fight of the year, presuming they animate it correctly. Alrighty, one last time to piss more people off. In 4th place, we have the One Piece fan letter. Little controversial, and to that I say, I don't care. This is my list. Where do I even begin with this one? I made a whole video why I love this anime, okay? You can check that out if you want to hear me yap for another 10 minutes about glazing One Piece. That's all you need to know. The fan letter tells so many different stories, from the eyes of a young girl writing a letter to Nami, to a marine realizing that life isn't fair, and many more minor stories in between. These short stories enhance my perspective of One Piece on so many different levels, so why isn't it higher? Well, I wanted more. At just 20 minutes long, the episode is jam-packed of character development, journeys, and emotions. Oda creating all of these stories and tying them together is no easy feat, but he somehow managed to do it. But at the end of the day, I wanted more. Truly, the only thing holding this anime back is the time limit on the episode, and it was a little rushed at times. We can all admit that. Taking the bronze medal, we have Bleach. Okay, the comeback Bleach is having needs to be studied. Being one of 2 anime I actually kept up with weekly this year is no easy feat. Spoilers ahead, by the way, so if you haven't seen Bleach, just skip the number 2, okay? All you need to know is Bleach equals good, okay? Kubo working closely with the animation team is probably the best decision this man has ever made. The animation is becoming the new gold standard. The off-screen fights are being handled brilliantly, and they fixed the filler issue that plagued the beginning of Bleach. Renji taking more L's than I've ever seen in anime. Ichigo finally joining the main fight, and Yoruichi getting her time to shine, the best Bankai finally being revealed, and so much more. This season of Bleach just checked off the bucket list, and yet it sets up the final season so well. Also, episode 13 being one of the single best anime episodes of the year is, you know, something else Bleach did. Bleach is having a historic comeback, and it isn't slowing down anytime soon. The runner-up for anime of the year is Delicious in Dungeon, okay? I absolutely love this anime. It's just a vibe. Watching these 4 party members travel throughout a dungeon on a budget is just a banger, with the minor side quest known as saving this dude's sister, but that is important. These 4 will eat anything and everything they come across in the dungeon, asking the simple question known as, do you think we can eat this? And the next question is, how long do you think we should cook it for after they already have it in the pot? Money, dragons, armor, anything you can think of, they'll eat it and more. That's why I love it. The show picks up immensely after the first arc, and it never slows down, capturing more party members, uncovering new mysteries about the dungeon, and gradually revealing who created it and why. Throughout their journey, they never forget their main goal of trying every type of monster. My guy will literally hunt anything and everything just to wonder what it tastes like. And that's why I love Delicious in Dungeon. It's this goofy comedy show that really, you know, it just takes me out of this world for 20 minutes and I love it. That's right, anime of the year is Dandadan. Sure, there might have been some recency bias involved, and to that I say suck it. This is my list, okay? It's also the only other anime I kept kept up with weekly this year, with episode 7 becoming one of the single highest rated anime episodes ever. The story, characters, and world building are all incredible. The fast-paced fights, the backstories that somehow get deeper and deeper, and the ongoing question of whether my guy will get his balls back or not. Dandadan just has it all. I was hooked every episode. Watching the new releases every Thursday night became my own little ritual at a certain point, because I just wanted to see the episode before I got spoiled by going on any freaking platform ever. Honestly, Dandadan just got the adaptation it truly deserved, and I hope more anime get the same treatment. Is my list perfect? Hell no. Do you agree with my list? I hope not, or else you have bad taste in anime. Did I state why Blue Box deserves 6? Nah, and I really won't either, honestly. You know what? It'll be 5th if anyone complains. It'll pass Solo Leveling, okay? You have my consent to shit on my list. If you made it this far listening to me yap for like 10 minutes, you have my consent to shit on me, okay? Best one gets pinned. Don't shit on my mic. I know it's dog shit, okay? Let's hope for another good year of anime, and hope you'll have a wonderful day.